Voter ID requires American citizens to provide some form of official identification in order to cast their ballot. They're designed to ensure a fair and honest election, with the results accurately reflecting how Americans voted. But liberal politicians are rallying to stomp out voter ID laws ahead of the 2016 general election, hoping that it will help thrust Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton into the White House. In August, North Carolina became the sixth state to have its voter ID laws struck down. The battleground state's governor, Pat McCrory, voiced his opposition to the court's ruling, contesting that changing our state's election laws close to the upcoming election, including common-sense voter ID, will create confusion for voters and poll workers. The court should have stayed their ruling, which is legally flawed, factually wrong, and disparaging to our state. And while speaking at a rally in Wilmington, North Carolina, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump argued that without voter identification, fraud will be rampant in the general election. Conservative lawmakers across the nation have been fighting to keep voter ID laws to ensure an impartial election in November. A poll released in the last week of August suggests the majority of American people share that sentiment. A Gallup survey revealed that 80% of people support laws requiring voters to present ID before casting ballots, and non-whites are only 4% less likely than whites to support voter ID. Even the majority of Democrats, more than 60%, showed their support. Gallup's Justin McCarthy wrote on the company's website that the political squabbling over efforts to pass or restrict these laws in many states is therefore not representative of public opinion.
More than 1,000 aliens, or residents who are not U.S. citizens, have been free to vote illegally in Virginia. The bombshell disclosure was made in a report released by the Virginia Voters Alliance based on findings from the Public Interest Legal Foundation. The 1,046 Virginia voters may just be the tip of the iceberg, as it's only the number found in 8 Virginia localities, the report reads. The report found that the most illegal votes were cast in 2012, followed by 2008, the year President Obama was elected to his first term. In both years, Obama won Virginia. It's a felony for non-citizens to vote in Virginia. But in Virginia, no proof of citizenship is required when voters register. In some cases, aliens and permanent residents will register to vote and either admit on the form they are not citizens, or they will mislead, according to Christian Adams, General Counsel for the Foundation. Local officials can check each voter later by matching data from the Virginia driver's license bureaus, where the aliens in question are usually likely not to mislead authorities on their status. It's how some of the non-citizens were caught. The report lists all of the 1,046 non-citizens by name. The disclosure is a major problem for Virginia and the nation. 1,000 votes or so is enough to swing a close election in the state. In 2013, the Democratic candidate for Attorney General won by fewer than 1,000 votes. It's also not inconceivable that a presidential race could come down to 1,000 votes or less, as happened in Florida in 2000. Like Florida, Virginia is considered a swing state. The Virginia Voters Alliance looked into the issue first with Alexandria, Virginia. The alliance noticed that the Northern Virginia city had more people registered to vote than eligible voters who lived there. The alliance found 70 non-citizens had registered. The non-citizens had been purged from the voter rolls but in some cases, had voted in the interim. Adams said the watchdog group moved the investigation wider and soon met resistance. Adams said Gov. Terry McAuliffe, a Democrat and an old friend of Hillary Clinton, told a key staffer to advise officials in other Virginia localities to ignore Adams' requests for information. The problem of non-citizens is likely worse than what the alliance found in 8 Virginia localities. The problem is most certainly exponentially worse because we have no data regarding aliens on the registration rolls for the other 125 Virginia localities, the report reads. Even in this small sample, when the voting history of this small sample of alien registrants is examined, nearly 200 verified ballots were cast before they were removed from the rolls. Each one of them is likely a felony. The Foundation has promised to expose more information statewide about non-citizens voting.